and welcome to Paddock Dogs. My name is Will, I'm Privateer Racer in the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Clubman Championship. We're at Brands Hatch, just on race 1, we're about to go into race 2. And welcome to the grid for race 2. We have just finished race 1, we're now moving on to race 2. We're alongside Aaron Donapado in position 14. The lights are on and the lights are off, and we are racing, and it's another good start. Straight past Aaron on the right, and we're starting past Jamie Turner on the row ahead as well, so we're already up to position 12. Looking left around the outside, Charles Boniface has had a poor start from position 8, but braked a bit early. I think I saw Charles coming across, and I sort of had a break, and you just saw the cars stream past on the inside. So we're back to where we started. Now going up to Druids for the first time, looking to take the outside line. There sometimes could be cars stacking up on the inside and maybe getting a position there, but no. There is a car off on the grass, but are we going to get that space as well? We've got to defend our own space. We've got Jamie Turner around the outside of Graham Hill Bend. That's an unusual place to pass, but he's passed and up into 5th gear. It's the wrong gear. We don't normally get down to 2nd and up into 5th instead of 3rd, and we're going slowly down the Cooper Straight. Fortunately, Surtees comes to save us, and that's Peter Higton in number 4, who's going around the outside, and we're side by side as we're going around the last couple of corners for the lap. Clearways and Clark Curve, and we're still side by side. He's going to out-drag us down the Brabham Straight, and now we're going backwards. And actually, what started out as a great start is now we're down a couple of positions, down to position 17. We started 14, so not a great first lap, a great start, but then just losing it a little bit there. We've got Kevin Bird, who's behind us in car number 59 there, and he is looking down the inside. We've just not really hit the apex at all there. I think we're just looking to see if we could go around the outside of Peter Higton, which is a bit ambitious. We're not finding a way through there. I think there's a little lock up there on the right front, but nothing too serious, a little bit of under rotation. And now we're going down the Cooper Straight again, and Kevin's very, very close. He's going down the inside at Surtees. It's flat out, just sticking it around the outside. He's not finding a way through there. I saw he did make his way through past Robert Greensmith on the lap before in that position, but not making it past this time. We just had our foot flat to the floor and straight around the outside, side by side round Surtees. Always an interesting manoeuvre there. But back through the start-finish straight already. It's a very short lap here at Brands Hatch. The best lap is a 59.3. That's best from us. I think the best from the front runners were more in the low 58s. But anyway, Kev Bird again. Not no space around but through Druids. Very close. You can see him sliding on the exit as he puts the power down, which does actually looks great, but is not faster than just getting the power down normally. So he is slipping back a little bit. So we're behind Peter Higton in car number 4. Got Kev Bird behind us. We've got attack and defend opportunities here. You can kind of see the front of the race is not really getting away. So there is the potential for a fairly decent position. So we're in position 17, but you can kind of just see up the road, only a sort of 5-6 seconds up the road are the sort of top places really. So all to play for still in this race, and it is the last race of one of the last races of the day. And Kev's having a look down the inside. Is he going to make it? It's a tough place to pass if you're that far back. No, not this time. I'm going defensive though. He is very, very close. Oh no, car's up ahead. That's Jamie Turner. It's been spun round. Kev takes the inside. I take the outside. Turns out the inside was the faster line. Jamie Turner ends up facing the wrong way. I think there was a car locking wheels there. It could have been Nick Bedoyan. I'm not entirely sure. But Jamie Turner ended up facing the wrong way. Kev went around the inside. I went around the outside, and he's made a pass through. He's actually going to try and get through, but not this time around in front of Peter Higton, because we're both potentially could go sort of half a second faster, and I know we go right behind Kev now. Maybe he's in this position at a sandwich now. He's got to both look ahead at getting past Peter Higton and also behind us, as we're going to try and find a way through as well. So any mistakes here, we're going to pounce on them. So going now, we're already on lap 5, believe that or not, and they're going down Paddock Hill Bend, and potentially have a look down the inside. Kev's kind of moving. We're also going to watch behind us. Got Graham Rumsey down the inside, so we had to give him space. We probably should have closed that move off sooner. It's still side by side. I think he lost that position briefly, but we got the inside line for Graham Hillbend. So yeah, just a reminder that in a Mazda MX-5 race, you can't often, if you're looking to attack, you got to look to behind you as well if that doesn't work. But anyway, it looks like Kev Budd made his way through, just where I said it was very difficult to pass at 30s, but he's made his way through on Peter Higton there, so we're back behind Peter Higton. Kev Budd's made up 2 places in the last couple of laps. So his race going quite well, so he's up to position 15. We're still in position 17. Behind us, got Luke Souch there, and trying to make his way past Graham Rumsey, but not finding his way past on that occasion. So whilst they're fighting behind, that does give us a little bit of a leeway, and we've got a good run this time on potentially on Peter Higton, but not this time. Everyone kind of closing up through the slow corner at Druids. You can brake incredibly late for Druids, actually. It's because it's this uphill corner, you just brake later than you think you can. And if you're trail braking, you're kind of braking all the way up to the apex. And it's got a good run here. I mean, Kev found his way through at 30s. I didn't really have the speed there to get alongside. So we're right behind Peter, is going through McLaren now, through clearways and onto Clark Curve. Don't think we're going to find our way to... Actually, we've got a good slipstream here down the start-finish straight, down the Brabham Straight. Going to cross the start-finish line, neck and sort of bumper to nose to bumper, and we're going to have a go down the inside, but no, way too far back. And remember what I said about Mazda MX-5 races: if you end up doing a move and it doesn't work, often you're vulnerable to the moves from behind, because obviously I went slower through Paddock Hill Bend there, and he got Graham Rumsey now all over the back of us, so we're going to have to go from attack back to defence again, because that move was really a bit too ambitious. Graham having a look down the inside, no way through there, and we're back down the Cooper Straight, and lap 7 already. It's a very short lap. We're getting back down into the sort of high 59s at the moment, and we're kind of now just sticking with Peter in this sort of yo-yoing effect. So once I get a little bit of space from Graham, it means I can kind of catch up to Peter, give it another go, then we're back defending from Graham again. So it's a pretty tricky set of circumstances here, yeah. So that's. We're going to just take a little bit of a pause here. I'm going to show the entire race on this one because it's a good race. But I'm just going to have a brief chat now about sort of the benefits of running with a team versus being a privateer. So we're a privateer race team. Which means we run ourselves basically. So we take the car to the circuit. We do all the mechanic stuff ourselves. We get the car ready. We get it out onto the racetrack, and we sort of take it back home. And the car lives in my garage. So. You can, of course, do this slightly differently, and I'd say about half and half of the people here are actually running with. Oh, and up ahead we've got a car kind of not was spun, I think, there, and actually we managed to find our way through without hitting him. But anyway, so we were talking about the difference between privateer race teams and the running with a team. So you can, of course, run with a team, and that basically means you kind of arrive and drive with the race team, and for that, obviously, you do pay quite a lot more than you would do as an individual. Damage costs are more or less the same, well, actually slightly more with a team, because of course, it depends on the deal you have with the team, of course. But most of the time, you'd be expected to pay for damage, but not maybe fair wear and tear. But any damage that occurs on our side, we have the option of just not running the car. So if you are on a budget, privateer race team could be for you. On the other hand, you've got other costs. So if you don't have somewhere to put the car at home, then that's potentially an issue. Yeah, you've got the whole cost of trailering the car up there. If you don't have a car that can tow, all that sort of stuff logistically becomes really difficult. There's absolutely no way I could do this hobby sport without the help of the race team. So a couple of mates, Mike and Adam, who help out at the circuit. There's no way I could do this. By the way, that was very close to my best lap of the weekend, actually, just 1/100th of a second off. But there's no way I could do this without help. Whereas if you run with a team, then potentially you could run with just turning up yourself, arrive and drive. You don't need anyone else out there to help you. And if you are, so for example, turning up with a partner or whatever, then they can enjoy the race whilst you're out there, rather than having to worry about setting up the tent or changing the tyres and all that stuff. So there's a good race going on behind us, by the way. That's Luke Souch, I think, getting past Graham Rumsey, which has actually given us a bit more space up ahead. But yeah, so there's no definitive better way of doing it. I think if you want to be a front runner, I think running with a team probably will be the way to go eventually. I think that if you've got someone who's dedicated looking after the car, and if you can do that as a privateer, then you can definitely be at the front. But if you've got a full-time job as well, then inevitably the people that are spending their full-time job looking after these cars are probably going to do a better job than you would be doing it in your spare time. And again, I'm not a mechanic. Locking up a wheel there, and that's allowing Luke to get back in touch. I was quite comfortable there for a moment. But yeah, so those are the kind of pros and cons of running with a race team. I'll kind of list that up you can see that on the screen in front of you, and those are the kind of pros and cons I think of running with a race team. But there are probably others I've missed and not talked about. So if you've got any comments of your own around that, then just do feel free to leave those comments below. And we're going to get back into the racing pretty soon. I think this has been a pretty good lap actually. So despite the lockup, it's not too terrible a lap time. So yeah, again, we're very very close to our best lap of the last race. I think our qualifying time actually was slightly better. We got into the high 58s for qualifying. But you can kind of see this has been quite a sort of physical, I'd say, race. It's late in the day, it's been quite warm, and we've been basically running at the sort of almost my fastest pace for lap after lap after lap, and there's been quite a lot of pressure from behind, and Luke is definitely putting us under pressure now. He definitely wants to get past and take this position, and we are still sort of 2 places down from where we started, so it's not been the best race overall, but we're sort of bang in the middle of the pack almost. Well, Peter's got that position 30. We've only had there was one person who didn't run, having there was 31 runners in race 1. That was the best lap of the weekend though, 59.05, not quite in the 58s, but still not bad going, given that's significantly faster than I was doing this time last year. I don't know if we raced here last year, but at Brands Hatch before I was definitely slower, so improving all the time. As you can see, you got Warren Jacobs up ahead in car number 55, and Warren is probably coming up to be lapped. Yeah, so you can see the blue flags are out. Again, the sensible thing here is just be predictable, and not obviously not to fight the cars coming through, just being predictable. There you can see actually kind of you didn't have to do that, but moving off the racing line, and you can kind of see actually behind it's kind of a textbook example, just being very predictable for the cars behind. They're all trying to obviously change positions and take advantage of the situation, so the more predictable you can be whilst being blue flagged, the better. Yeah, he did very well there. Now we're going on to lap 14 now, so quite a decent space behind us, having actually been able to get through the lap car a little bit faster and losing less time than Luke Souch behind us. Peter Higdon's found another gear though. Peter Higdon's been flying ahead the last few laps, so we've been doing low 59s, and he's been getting away from us and really latching onto the pack of cars ahead. So there are, I think, around 2 laps left. It's a 15-minute race. I think we've done about 12 or 13 minutes now, so we're coming up to the last few laps of the race, and we're coming up to the last couple of corners of this particular lap, and you can see yellow flags are out, just on the left hand side. The yellow flags are flying, so we're slowing up a little bit. I think we're on a very good lap there actually, so we have braked a little bit early, got double wave yellows, got a car in the gravel, got 2 cars in the gravel, got 1 car, Alan Hawkins coming back on, and well actually I think actually you can see the checker flags out early, so I think that was always going to be a safety car, and so actually what the race directors have done, they're just throwing a checker flag early, rather than finish the race under a safety car. They've just put the checker flag out probably 1 lap early, So we didn't get a last lap board, so we didn't actually know it was the last lap of the race, but that was the last lap of the race. And we are next out. We're giving the next round a miss, which is Alton Park, and we're next out at Cadwell Park in August. And I hope that you are able to join us then. Thanks a lot.